All right. Good morning, and welcome to a special meeting of a panel of utility commissioners and staff of the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, held today, Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, at 9 a.m. by remote teleconference. My name is Tom Wheel. I'm the interim chairman of the authority. I'm joined today by my splendid colleagues, Vice Chairman David Arconti, Interim Commissioner Jan Beecher, Interim Commissioner Holly Cheeseman, and Interim Commissioner Everett Smith. We have an agenda in front of us this morning with three parts, beginning with Part A, in which there are three final decisions for the authority's consideration. We'll start with Item 1, which is docket number 241004, application of the United Illuminating Company to amend its rate schedules. And authority staff, Attorney Jim Riley, will present the decision for the panel's consideration.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, Commissioners. On October 28, 2025, the authority approved its original decision in this docket, setting an annual revenue requirement for the United Illuminating Company of $450,789,348 for the rate year November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2026. The company was also permitted to recover an additional $413,541 in executive compensation, provided the company achieves certain performance targets. The company's revenue requirement also included an allowed return on equity of 9.45%, which was reduced by an aggregate 20 basis points to 9.25%, subject to certain conditions and timelines to address performance and management issues. On November 12, 2025, the company filed a petition for reconsideration, docketed as motion number 122 in this proceeding, requesting that the authority reconsider several determinations made in the original decision, specifically the imposition of a 10 basis point return on equity reduction related to the company's remediation of English Station and failure to track internal employee labor costs for English Station, the imposition of a 5 basis point ROE reduction associated with the company's non-compliance with authority directives for a centralized distribution energy resource management systems platform and water heater rental program, respectively, and the disallowance of certain proposed operations and maintenance expenses, including the company's proposed inflation adjustments for certain operations and maintenance expenses, 75% of the company's proposed board of directors expenses, and 50% of the company's proposed independent audit expenses. The authority granted the company's petition, determining that good cause existed pursuant to General Statute Section 4-181A, subsection A, to reconsider the original decision. The authority subsequently issued a notice inviting docket parties and interveners to file correspondence by December 9, 2025, setting forth the timeline of any requested procedural steps, culminating in the authority's decision on reconsideration. The authority held a scheduling conference on December 10, 2025 at PURE's offices to discuss the parties or interveners' December 9, 2025 filings and any procedural or scheduling matters. Following the scheduling conference, the authority permitted parties to conduct rolling discovery through January 6, 2026 and file a pre-hearing statement. The authority held a noticed evidentiary hearing on January 13, 2026 at PURE's offices, and parties and interveners had an additional opportunity to file briefs by January 29, 2026. In this decision, the authority approves an annual revenue requirement of $452,845,438 for the rate year November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2026. The company is also permitted to recover an additional $413,541 in executive compensation, provided the company achieves certain performance targets. Additionally, the company's revenue requirement also includes an allowed return on equity of 9.450%. With respect to the issues identified in the company's petition, the authority in this decision removes the imposition of a 10 basis point ROE reduction related to the company's remediation of English Station and failure to track internal labor costs for English Station, removes the imposition of a 5 basis point ROE reduction associated with the company's noncompliance with authority directives for a centralized distribution energy resource management systems platform and water heater rental program, respectively, and also maintains the original decision, the disallowance of certain proposed O&M expenses, including the company's proposed inflation adjustments for certain O&M expenses, 75% of the company's proposed board of directors expenses, and 50% of the company's proposed independent audit expenses. Importantly, although several decision points were raised in the company's petition, The authority must maintain its statutory obligation to set just and reasonable rates in accordance with General Statutes Sections 16-19, 16-19E, and 16-22. Accordingly, the authority must examine the company's approved revenue requirement holistically, rather than considering only the individual components of the issues set forth in the company's petition. In fulfilling its statutory obligations, the authority also finds in this decision that just and reasonable rates must also reflect the removal of the 5 basis point ROE reduction imposed in the original decision for the company's failure to comply with authority orders and requirements for submitting an advanced metering infrastructure plan. And thank you for your consideration, Commissioners.
All right, thank you very much. Is there a motion to adopt item 1 in Part A of the agenda?
I move we adopt item 1 in Part A of the agenda, Mr. Chair.
I'll second.
Thank you. Item 1 has been regularly moved and seconded, and I will call for comments from the commissioners. I'll start with my own. As I noted in correspondence posted to the docket 24-1004 on October 21st, 2025, I participated personally and substantially in this case in my former role at the Office of Consumer Counsel, and I have therefore recused myself from discussions pertaining to the outcome of this proceeding, and for that reason, I will abstain from today's vote. Any other commissioner comments?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Wheel and fellow commissioners, today I will abstain on docket 24-1004. This docket has been under review for a considerable length of time and with substantially all the record established prior to my joining PURA in early January. The record is extensive, and I don't believe I can render an impartial, fair, and fact-based decision in this matter. For that reason, I abstain.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Bumpin, could you please take the roll?
Vice Chairman Arconti,
Yes.
Commissioner Beecher,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheeseman.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 1 on Part A of the agenda has been adopted. Moving on to item 2, which is consideration of the final decision in docket 250811, application of Charter Communications, Inc. for approval of a change of control. And we'll turn to authority staff, Trevor Rowe, Mr. Rowe, for presentation of the decision for the panel's consideration.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. On May 16th, 2025, Charter Communications, Inc. applied for an approval for a change of control for certain Cox licensees, specifically Coxcom LLC, Cox Strategic Services LLC, and Cox Connecticut Telecom LLC. Under the application, Charter and Cox will merge under common ownership. Charter will acquire Coxcom and its subsidiaries, including the Connecticut-based subsidiaries in return, Coxcom's parent company, CEI, will receive a combination of equity in Charter's subsidiary, Charter Holdings, and $4 billion in cash. The Charter Holdings equity received by CEI is in combination of approximately 33.6 million common units exchangeable for common stock in Charter with an implied value of $11.9 billion and $6 billion in preferred units. CEI's equity in Charter Holdings would represent approximately 24% of the Charter outstanding common stock. Under General Statute 1647, the authority must evaluate the applicant's financial, technological, and managerial suitability and responsibility, and the legal, financial, and technological ability of the subject of the application to provide safe, adequate, and reliable service to the public through the company's equipment. By motion dated January 28th, 2026, Charter, CEI, the Office of Attorney General, and Office of Consumer Counsel requested that the authority approve a settlement agreement negotiated between the settling parties. The settlement agreement represents the culmination of multiple rounds of discussions and contains 38 numbered items imposing various obligations, such as offering battery backups, the honoring of price for life agreements, a contribution of $3 million to improve digital access and literacy, the ongoing use of the company's Stamford headquarters, quality of service reporting, and network upgrades reports on the settling parties. Staff finds that the applicant meets all the required tenets of the law and recommends the approval of the application along with the settlement agreement made with the Office of Consumer Counsel and Office of Attorneys General to the panel for consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rowe. Is there a motion to adopt item 2 in Part A of the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt item 2 in Part A of the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Item 2 has been regularly moved and seconded. Again, I will call for any comments from commissioners, but I will again start with my own. Getting pretty tired of reading this, but I guess every time I read it in a regular meeting, it means it's one less recusal for me. As I noted in correspondence posted in docket number 250811 on October 21st, 2025, I also participated personally and substantially in this case in my former role at the Office of Consumer Counsel, and I have therefore recused myself from discussions pertaining to the outcome of this proceeding. For that reason, I will abstain from today's vote. Any other comments from commissioners? Hearing none, Mr. Bumpin, could you please take the roll?
Vice Chairman Arconti,
Yes.
Commissioner Beecher,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheeseman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 2 on Part A of the agenda has been adopted. Next, we have item 3, which is for consideration of the final decision in docket 250817, application of NW Family Group LLC for a Connecticut Electric Aggregator Certificate of Registration. As a reminder to the panel, this decision was initially slated for consideration in our February 18th, 2026 regular meeting, but was removed by consensus vote during that meeting on the premise that we'd return to it at a later date. So that's what we're doing this morning. We'll turn to authority staff, Attorney Janelle McGregory, to present the decision for the panel's consideration.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, Commissioners. In docket number 250817, by application received August 8, 2025, NW Family Group LLC applied for a Connecticut Electric Aggregator Certificate of Registration pursuant to General Statute 16-245. The authority denies the application without prejudice. Under General Statute 16-1A25, 16-245L, and 16-245O, an electric aggregator must gather customers to negotiate electric generation services, but customers must contract directly with the licensed supplier. Aggregators must represent customers, not suppliers, and may not act as a supplier's legal agent. Applicants must also submit a complete application, including required financial and corporate information, and demonstrate the ability to comply with applicable marketing and consumer protection requirements. Here, the company failed to file a complete application. Specifically, it did not submit budgeted financial statements reflecting profit and loss activities as required by the application and subsequent interrogatories. The company's responses did not cure this deficiency. Additionally, the record demonstrates that the company does not qualify as an electric aggregator because it acts as an agent of suppliers rather than a representative of customers. In its application and interrogatory responses, the company stated that it works with a specific supplier and seeks licensure in order to sell for that supplier. The company further acknowledged that it would be an agent of suppliers. The authority has consistently held that aggregators must act solely on behalf of customers and may not promote, market, or sell on behalf of suppliers. The company's compensation structure further supports a finding of supplier agency. The record shows that the supplier pays the company a commission based on the margin in the customer's rate, and that the company may be debited if a customer leaves the supplier. This arrangement indicates an ongoing contractual and financial relationship with suppliers, rather than straight pass-through compensation collected from customers. In its written exception, the company argued that its compensation is structured as per kilowatt hour pass-through and that it represents end-use customers. However, the company did not provide sufficient supporting documentation in its initial application to substantiate these claims. Applicants are required to submit all necessary information at the time of filing. Based on the foregoing, the company has not demonstrated that it qualifies as an electric aggregator under Connecticut law. The authority therefore denies the application for an electric aggregator certificate of registration without prejudice to a future filing that complies with statutory and authority requirements. Authority staff recommends adoption of this decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney McGregory. Is there a motion to adopt item 3 on Part A of the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt item 3 on Part A of the agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you. Item 3 has been regularly moved and seconded. Seeing no comments from the commissioners, Mr. Bumpin, could you please take the roll?
Chairman Wheel,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Arconti,
Yes.
Commissioner Beecher,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheeseman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 3 on Part A of the agenda has been adopted. Next, we have Part B of the agenda, which is a consent calendar of proposed final decisions and motion rulings in 5 dockets. Is there a motion to adopt items 1 through 5 in Part B of the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt items 1 through 5 in Part B of the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Items 1 through 5 on Part B of the agenda have been regularly moved and seconded. Mr. Bumpin, could you please take the roll?
Chairman Wheel,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Arconti,
Yes.
Commissioner Beecher,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheeseman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
All right. Items number 1 through 5 on Part B of the agenda have been adopted. And last on the agenda is Part C, which is a consent calendar of the appointment of presiding officers in 8 proceedings. Is there a motion as to items 1 through 8 on Part C?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt items 1 through 8 on Part C of the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Those items have been moved and seconded. Mr. Bumpin, could you please take the roll?
Chairman Wheel,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Arconti,
Yes.
Commissioner Beecher,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheeseman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. The panels assigned to items 1 through 8 have designated a presiding officer. And that brings us to the end of today's special meeting agenda, and we will adjourn. I do want to thank authority staff for being here today and for their hard work particularly on the 3 decisions on Part A of the agenda and for presenting those for our consideration. Please note that our regular meeting, originally scheduled for tomorrow, March 4th, 2026, has been canceled. We will reconvene for our next meeting, which is another special meeting on Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 at 9 a.m. by remote teleconference. And we will also have a special meeting on March 18th, 2026. We will see you again on March 11th, and we hope everyone has a wonderful day.